Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ustad Abdullah, how are you? Nice to see you.
I'm very good, thank you.
How's Ramadan going?
Alhamdulillah, so far so good. Alhamdulillah.
Have you put on weight or have you lost weight?
Brother, one question before anything else. It's Ramadan, brother.
Okay.
Why are you dressed up like a food, like a vegetable? It's like an aubergine walking around.
It's a nice jubba, isn't it? Well, I can't say that you covered yours as well. You got to put you.
I thought this is a trend going, so I thought I'll join you.
Alhamdulillah.
Walking like an aubergine all day.
Alhamdulillah. But you know what? It's a nice color actually.
Mashallah.
We're not promoting anybody. We just think it's a nice color. Alhamdulillah, Sheikh Abdullah. We throughout the series we spoke about, in the last few sessions we spoke about a lot of different things in benefiting in Ramadan.
Alhamdulillah, yes.
Different things that we should do in Ramadan, parents, and there's many things that we can talk about. But one of the things that we want to talk about is, and which was this whole series was about Al-Aqsa, as everybody is aware of what's happening. If you enlighten people about Aqsa, what's happening currently?
Currently, you know what's going on in Al-Aqsa. Constantly they're being bombarded with different troubles. Regularly, war is regular there. Lack of food, lack of education, lack of everything. Everything's needed there because constantly they're in war.
And this land, and this beautiful land, and this blessed land, which has the Al-Aqsa, the mosque, the land where there's many prophets that have been buried there. In fact, the land where the Prophet ﷺ, including all the prophets in the Mi'raj, they took the journey. The Prophet ﷺ took the journey to Mi'raj. He prayed
all the Anbiyas together. They did Salah together.
And there's a lot of history of Al-Aqsa. Now, why we want to talk about this to the people, the viewers, the youngsters, we want the viewers to open books, read books, and there's simple books, really simple books about Aqsa, people who defended Aqsa, the prophets of who were born in Palestine, the prophet who are attached with Palestine, where there's a lot of history to it. And yes, there's Muslims living there, there's Christians living there, there's Jewish people living there. And the amazing thing is that there's been times where all these three faiths have lived with each other in peace and harmony.
Yes.
And
that's when the Muslims were in command. Whenever the Muslims were in command, they lived in peace and harmony.
And
not when the Crusaders were in command. When the Crusaders when they were in command, it was destruction, complete destruction to Al-Aqsa and anything around Al-Aqsa.
And you've just touched upon the word Crusaders. And Crusaders are terrible people. They claim to say they follow a faith, or they claim to say they follow a certain religion, but no, they were very, very bad people, and all they want to do is destruction, and which they did. And you know, there's been, you know, we've previously spoke how Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, in his khilafah, in his time of leadership, how he came into Jerusalem with Khalid ibn al-Walid and all these other great companions. They conquered Jerusalem, and the Muslims had it for many, many years. And then as time went, when people start disobeying Allah, when people start disobeying the Creator, when people forget Allah and His Rasul, and they do what they will, there's always going to be some form of
consequences. Sure.
So, you know, there's one great man that has come on the face of this earth, who's known not in this, not only by the Muslim world, but even the non-Muslim world.
Even his enemies used to honor him.
And he's honored throughout the whole world by everybody, and nobody has anything bad to say about him other than the fact that the man who conquered,
he was a sultan, he was a commander,
and the one who conquered,
he was a strategic warrior.
And this is why it's important that the youth that are listening, you know, we become warriors in the wrong thing.
We should give the name of the person. They're probably waiting who the person is.
Let's give the name in a second. Let's just touch on one thing. Isn't this a fact, Sheikh Abdullah, that everyone's a warrior when it suits them?
Right?
When they feel like they want to be a warrior. But how many of us are warriors and how many of us are defenders of the deen? Right? And it doesn't necessarily mean by defending the deen by going out and shouting and saying things to people, and somebody says disrespects the Prophet ﷺ or the Quran. That's a part of it, but that's not the most important. Defending deen is with your own
heart, with your own akhlaq. Do any good to defend your deen. You don't have to become the biggest scholar to defend deen. You can do the smallest sunnah to defend deen.
Subhanallah. And that's what's defending your deen. And now when we talk about this famous, most courageous, God-fearing person,
yes,
right? People will know that.
As a child, he wanted to become.
Let's say his name first.
Subhanallah. Yes.
So I'd like you to tell his name.
Salahuddin, none other than Salahuddin al-Ayyubi.
Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, the great warrior,
the great sultan, the great commander,
the great commander, the God-fearing man, the man who feared God so much, who feared Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was born around 900 years?
About 900 years ago in a place called Tikrit.
Tikrit, yeah. Yes. He was born in a place called Tikrit, and he was born...
now known as Iraq.
Iraq, yeah. Yes. So he was born, and his father, I think his father's name was Ayyub.
When he was born, the night he was born, the leader of Tikrit told
his father
Ayyub to leave the city because I think the Crusaders were coming.
Okay. So you could imagine his father, and another thing is his name wasn't Salahuddin when he was born,
No, his name was Yusuf.
His real name is Yusuf.
Yes.
Right? His real name is Yusuf, and we'll come to where Salahuddin, the name title came, Salahuddin, which came later on. But when he was born, he was named Yusuf, and from the beginning, he had to leave.
He was very intelligent. Obviously. From the day he was born, they had to leave the city.
Yeah.
They went to a different city.
Yeah.
His father's friend city, Nuruddin al-Zangi.
Yeah.
We spoke about him before.
Yeah.
He went to his city, and then Nuruddin al-Zangi took Salahuddin al-Ayyubi under his wings.
Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, as known as Yusuf, his real name is Yusuf. He was growing up learning Quran.
Yes, and he was a very bright student.
Very bright student. He had so much ambitions to become a scholar in deen.
And he became a hafiz.
Yeah, became a hafiz of the Quran. And he learned, and he had so much passion to learn about Quran, Hadith, become a scholar. And that's what the route he was going through.
Yes.
But at the background, what was going on, there was constant war.
Yes, the warfare everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes.
The Crusaders were ruthless. Ruthless people. They were just killing Muslims, non-Jewish people, and they were just slaughtering them.
Even the Crusaders, they were even killing their own kind.
Yeah.
They were killing the Christians as well.
Yeah.
At a certain time, one of the Christians, he asked help from Nuruddin al-Zangi, and Nuruddin al-Zangi actually went to help the Christians out against the Crusaders.
And these people were ruthless people. So Yusuf, growing up under the wings of his dad's friend, Nuruddin al-Zangi.
Also his uncle Shirku.
Yeah.
He learned the warfare.
Yeah.
After his Islamic studies and everything, his father took him to Shirku.
What happened was when he was learning his Islamic knowledge, he actually wanted to become a scholar, but he had to go into warfare.
Yes.
And he had to go into warfare. In fact, you know what? Why don't we talk about that in the next session? Let's just make...
Sure, inshallah, yes, we can talk about all the...
So, just take 1 second before we finish in, that it's important that we create ambition, passion, drive to learn about the Quran, Hadith, encourage the youth, encourage the youngsters, that even in early age to learn Quran, learn about Allah's Rasul, learn about the Sunnah.
Yes.
And embed that inside
It's very important. I mean, that should be your core. That's where you should start from.
Alhamdulillah. On that note, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.